doodles.
Oh, yeah.
I'll stand here to make sure it's ready.
We're live?
We're live.
All righty. Very good. I'll call the meeting to order. Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting for November 25th, 2019. Roll call, please.
David?
Here.
Andy?
Here.
Marcy?
Here.
Becky?
Here.
Lowell?
Absent.
Craig?
Here.
I need a motion to excuse
I'll give you the
Mr.
motion.
Anderson because of illness, I believe.
Yep, David's first.
I'll do it. Second.
Vote.
David?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I understand Mr. Warner has volunteered to lead us in prayer. Very good.
Lord, we thank you for this time. We thank you for our city. We thank you for all that you do for us. We pray that you would continue to bless Mount Sterling, bless each member of the council and mayor. Bless, Lord Jesus, each day that we live, that would be pleasing to you. Grant wisdom and discernment, what's best for today and for tomorrow, Lord, we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you very much. Oh, please remain standing for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Be seated. Before you, you have the minutes of the village council meeting for November 12th, 2019, and you also have the finance work session meeting minutes from November 19th. I need a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote?
David?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
And if I can circulate this around, please, and obtain your signatures.
That leads us to mayor's report. I have no report except for the utilities, which I'll do at utilities clerk. That leads us to President Pro Tem David Timmons.
Yes, my report tonight, the village is getting ready for the Christmas season. I can tell a lot of houses are already getting their lights on and everything. And don't forget about the fire department's toy drive. But it's very important for them little children get up to see at least one toy under that tree. And I think it's a great thing that our firemen do. And that's all I have to report tonight.
All right, very good. That leads us to public comments. Anyone got a public comment? I have Rich on the agenda. Any questions, comments? I have a resident at 224 West Main Street, Rich Holroyd. He would like to speak to council about a ongoing issue at the entrance of Clark Street, where he lives, that goes back to BST. So, go right ahead, Rich.
I don't know how else to put it, but I need y'all's help. All right, I moved into this town. I like this town. I bought a nice house here on Main Street. I like where I'm at. This BST opened up behind me. They're destroying my property. They don't care about me. I've asked them. I've already gotten police reports. They're driving up into my yard, literally destroying my property. They've knocked down walls. They don't care. They just leave them out in the middle of the street. Billy's seen it.
Yes.
So it's not anything I'm trying to hide. My neighbors, the business you had before, I guess, was small box trucks. And we built rock walls up so they don't destroy their property. They're driving up over those. I'm sitting with my neighbor on my front porch. They almost tipped an entire semi over in my yard. I need help. Somebody's got to do something. This road is an alley. You guys know where I'm talking about. The one in American Legion. You got 52, 53-foot trucks coming in 24/7. I mean, I'm literally from here to that desk, from my dining room window, with semis coming in 24/7. I need help. Somebody's gotta do something. I keep getting told, we're gonna do something, we're gonna do something. But in the meantime, me and my neighbors are living with this. All right, I've got an autistic grandson, we've got little kids, there's a bus stop right on that corner. You got the people coming out of the place that wanna drive 30 miles an hour, hot riding to get out of work at 3 o'clock when the bus comes. You know, it's getting ridiculous. Nobody cares about us. Or at least that's the way we feel. Okay, this has been going on since the beginning of summer. It's getting worse. Drive by my property. I'm not lying. Drive by my property and see semi-trucks up in my yard, literally 3-4 feet up in my yard. They do not give a crap about me, pardon my language. But I need help. I spent a lot of money to move here. This house I bought is not a cheap house, right? I spent a lot of money. I'm paying a lot of taxes in this place. But I don't feel like I'm getting any kind of help. You know, I understand the business side of it, to get your taxes off this place, but they've got an open lot 3 doors down that they could buy. I know they're kind of holding y'all hostage where they'll pay for the drive, but we got to pay for the lot. You know how you fix this? Put up a truck sign, no trucks allowed. They'll be moving damn quick, right? But I'm paying taxes for this stuff.
Right.
I'm getting my stuff just destroyed. I'm to the point where I don't even want to work on my yard anymore. I'm going to have the crappiest looking yard in town because I'm not doing it.
I'll explain to council. Clark Street on West Main. Rich lives on the corner. This has been an ongoing problem. I've been back to BST because they were also in the American Legion parking lot, and I had to put cones up. And the issue is, when those businesses was built, like he said, they used mostly box trucks, and the largest truck on the highway at that time was probably 40 foot long. And today, this business has a lot of out-of-state, even out-of-Canada, road tractors coming in there with 53-foot trailers. Now, I talked to BST several times. We ordered and put up wide turn signs to notify the truck driver when his GPS went off. And I also told BST that they need to put a sign out on the electric pole indicating that that's the street that the truck needs to go in, so they have to make a wide turn, because it's physically impossible for a cab-over road tractor with a 53-foot trailer to make that right turn without tearing something up from the lane he's in. It's physically impossible. So I talked to Rich. I went to the Madison County Chamber of Commerce because David had actually helped him with a grant to establish that business, and I told David, we're not finished yet. You know, it's nice that we've got the business back there. It's nice they're employing people, but now you need to help them buy the empty lot that he's referring to, which is east of the nursing home. You need to help them buy that so that they can put a standard double-wide driveway for trucks. And there won't be a curb, there won't be a house next to this driveway. He said he would check into it to see if there was any type of money out there for, I guess, a private business that would help the community. And I got back with him a couple weeks later, and he said that there was no help out there that would secure that piece of land, that would, I even suggested to him if he could get a grant for us so that we could buy it on the agreement that BST would put a driveway in there. We would furnish the property if they'd put a driveway in. He said that he just couldn't find the money for us. And of course, us being financially strapped, I didn't bring it up. Maybe I brought it up to her. I don't have any idea. I contacted the property owner. He definitely would sell us a right-of-way, I believe, 40 feet wide, maybe, I think, to create the driveway that would go to BST's property. But that's all the further I got.
So is that lot for sale?
It is for sale. And I went back and told David Kale that the lot is for sale, for him to get a hold of the Alcott, Josh, to get a hold, I even give him the number of the landowner, so that they could maybe possibly negotiate buying that and putting the driveway in. That would solve all of our problems, because I told him this is this problem will never end until there's a new driveway put up. Yes.
In the meantime, couldn't we ask our deputy to sit there during the day and just issue tickets and,
You'd be ticketing every truck that comes in.
well, I mean, at least until they would buy the
I'm up
property.
for it. I mean, if you could deter it, I'd be great.
I mean, at least until we can get another solution. Why can't they just sit there and write
Well,
tickets?
trucks come and go, they may be hours before.
24/7.
So,
Well, they actually do. I've been out there on Sunday. They come in there on Sunday and drop.
yeah,
And switch out.
I'd be in there 1, 2 o'clock in the morning trying to sleep.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you all more about BST being kind of a mixed bag. On the one hand, they do employ people here, but on the other hand, on our side of town, we've had a tremendous problem with cut-through traffic, as well as trucks parking on residential streets, which is a tough one. I understand folks got to earn a living, but at the same time, the village isn't serving as a parking lot. And so the short answer is, I'd love to meet with you and talk a little bit about traffic flow and what's going through there. We're on the Streets Commission, which is meeting tomorrow. I would love to hear more. I don't think, there's a magic answer to this, but we are working on signage. We're working on other physical ways to do this. One thing that comes to my mind immediately is putting a one-way street in. One thing that comes to my mind is maybe we talk about traffic flow in the rest of the village while we're working on a driveway solution. We just got to keep plugging away, and I agree. It's been, I'm sure, a tough relationship to try to manage, considering how big they are.
I seen this damage Rich has talked about, because everybody knows I get around all the neighborhoods, and I go back to they're breaking down the curves and everything else, too.
We have a problem with
One across the street that they're not supposed to go down, they have ripped the walls down.
Yes, yes.
there's a
I witnessed this, too, yeah.
There's a problem where we have crushed catch basins because the trucks are parking on them, which I get. You got to get as much of your truck parked on a particular place in front of your house as possible, but it's parking right over the sewers, and they crush the catch basins. So then what? The sewers get crushed in, and then we got flooding. So I would very much appreciate it if I could have an opportunity to meet with you. We'll have a conversation, and I'd like to have see what's up.
Because like I say, I mean, me and Billy have talked, I've got a little mouthy, because
It's understandable.
Yeah, it's completely understandable. We got.
I can't even open my dining room window.
You're a property owner, I can understand, yeah.
Diesel, gas, fumes,
Yeah.
everything else, I might as well live next to a truck stop.
Right.
'Cause that's what I'm doing.
I know you took that house and really fixed it up and stuff,
Been
too.
trying, but
Yeah, and I seen you working on it, yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, Rich, you have a right to your.
Andrew, you have a meeting tomorrow, you say?
We do. We have
No,
a streets
9 o'clock?
meeting at 9
9
a.m.
o'clock, 9 a.m. tomorrow.
We don't
Rich, can
expect you to show up at drop of a hat. We will make arrangements to come out and talk with you.
See what I can do.
Well,
I mean,
but
whatever it takes.
Understood.
This is depressing, man. I mean, it's bad. I sit out on my front porch, watch a truck go by, just go inside, drink a little more whiskey, because you guys,
we got we
I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Rich is the chairperson. I'll send Andrew down. He'll personally help you out on this situation.
we'll
won't you,
have a
Andrew?
conversation.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
I've got, I brought out the cops, the sheriff's department, just filed a police report when the guy drove all the way up in my yard. He had no regard. If I hadn't been in the back of the yard, there'd been a fight. I couldn't get out of my fence fast enough. So I've got videos, I've got pictures, you name it, I'll give you a file, I don't care. But this is getting ridiculous. I work all day, now I gotta come home and deal with this stuff too. Like I say, I'm sorry, but I pay a lot of freaking taxes to live in this town on top of your RETA taxes and everything else. To live with this, I'm the only one having to do it. I'm
Rich, you
the
got,
only
yeah,
person in the
you got
town
your
having to
rights
do
as
it.
a citizen of the village to do this, right?
You know, it's,
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but.
Yeah.
We'll, Andrew, you'll
Yeah,
take.
I will,
You'll meet,
absolutely, yes, we will.
research this.
Was
Yes.
VST's hesitation just cost involved, or did they entertain the idea at all? or-
What I think it is, the original creator or the original owner passed away
Few months ago?
8 months ago. So had I had the opportunity to talk to Jerry, I'm sure this would have been resolved. But his nephew has taken over the business, and I can't get a meeting with him. Now, I have several meetings with the plant manager out there, and he'll relay the message that you want to Josh, but it's kind of like Josh
Can I
is,
tell you something? Shut the road down, and I guarantee you he will be calling you. That's the only way in that friggin' property, besides opening that land next door. The
well,
only way in.
they
And it's
can
not-
come down the other alley, but,
Take out several houses then.
well, they have come down the other alley, and there's, of course, there's wires,
Up at the Legion.
and almost tore the front of the American Legion, or the side off the American Legion. So I started to put a sign up there, no trucks, because they've ripped the internet
Right, so
wires
you get
out.
trucks, I get trucks all day long.
Yeah, I know.
say, come on, man.
I didn't feel it was fair. Put one up there.
Tear up the
and
wires
You'll
out there.
take care of it, Andrew. Andrew,
We buy our own children a place on, signs out there. These people do not care about us. I went over and talked to the plant manager. Got the runaround, well, that's not our driver. So I had to call some guy that couldn't speak English in California to deal with the fact that he drove 4 feet up in my yard. This is what I get. You know, I went through the summer pissed, and you know it. But
yeah,
I didn't even want to talk to you because I was so pissed.
I know.
And then you come over and talk to my wife, and I've been leaving it to y'all, and it's not getting any better. You put up a sign to tell them to turn wide. Dude, it's 10 feet from the curb, and it's a 50-foot truck.
I know.
He's got to start going wide from the nursing home to make
Yeah.
that turn.
Yeah,
You're backing up traffic. They almost had accidents out here. You got multiple trucks. There was 5 trucks in front of my house yesterday.
I know.
Backed up trying to get in the damn place, and then they're taking, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I
That's
feel
okay, that's okay.
serious about this. They're taking cones down that you guys put up.
I know, I saw it.
Tearing those up, they're hitting poles. They don't care. And
I know.
I'm still living with this, and
All
I
right.
have no answer.
You'll take care of it, Andrew.
We'll start work, yeah.
Thank you very much. Andrew will take care of it, Rich,
We're gonna send him there and you'll,
and I'll follow up with Andrew.
Like I said, this is the first time I've come up. I've been backing off. I didn't want to come up. I was giving.
You're fine.
opportunity, Let's see what we can do, but.
You're fine, you're fine.
I'm glad when
We'll take
citizens
care of
come
it.
and speak up. It makes me feel good, better. That's what we need to hear. And,
We'll take care of it.
Courtney's gonna see me every week to put my name on the list to come up to these meetings.
I'm glad to have,
Y'all gonna know me by.
like I said,
All right.
and you got a good man working on it. Andy will work on it.
All right, thank you very much.
Be in touch.
Thank you, sir, thank you. We have no executive session scheduled. That leads us, I saw a sheriff's car next door, but Sheriff's Department,
We have,
he's not here.
we know what that is.
The law director normally doesn't have a report.
Well, he doesn't have one tonight. Everything's normal.
Everything's normal, okay. And my utility clerk got called out, but she texted me a utility, she kind of summarized her report. First thing was, of course, our employee, Jason. She wanted to brag about Jason, about what a good job that he's doing on work orders related to the water and sewage department. She's happy with the bulk water, the new system put in, I guess, to measure. Courtney can talk about that maybe later. She has approximately 10 shut-off tickets to be taken out tomorrow as a courtesy to the homeowner before we turn their water off. And if you all remember, we fixed a pipe out at Stevens Pipe and Steel. We had to call in a contractor because the size of the pipe and the location of the pipe. How much did it cost us?
$6,000.
$6,000. It leaks.
Okay, and that's not in the same spot. Those are two totally different projects.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, it's when you go over the railroad tracks, to go back in there, it's on the left-hand side.
Oh, that's still leaking?
There's a cone there.
Right.
And it's been leaking there since 2 administrators.
I thought they fixed that.
No.
Whoa.
So that's
Okay.
what we're gonna work on tomorrow.
Okay.
Jason and I.
I have a question about those 10 shut-offs for tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
You said as a courtesy, like, is it as a courtesy that it's the 26th that they're getting shut off versus the 1st? Is that what the courtesy you're referring to
I would
is?
assume. I would assume so.
Okay.
And she wanted to remind the community that the gift certificates from the Halloween judging contest are still at the front office to be picked up. She wanted to congratulate Tim Farley, the heating and air business across from the Dairy Freeze will be opening soon. We will be mailing out the water bills Wednesday. You all know that we have to take the water bills to London now. We can't mail them from Mount Sterling. And she said, if you have any questions about the water or sewage, please leave a message when you call, that she will get back with you. Every morning she comes in, she goes through her voicemails. But you have to leave a message with a phone number, a name, and a phone number. And to remind the community that you can pay the water bill online through your customer bank. So that is the summary of the utility clerk. Questions? Fiscal officer.
Okay, so on to mine, I just want to kind of piggyback from what Misty said, is I do want to thank Jason for what a hard job he's doing. With only having one employee, it's very difficult to count on one person to go turn water on, turn it off, and then all the other calls that we get during the day that need his assistance. So he's worked very diligently with Misty and I think it's working very well as far as getting meters read and bills out before the 1st of the month. So I do want to thank him for what a hard job and what a hard work he's doing. Also, I wanted to say, in regards to the Stephen Pipe and Steel, that's been an issue for months now. Jason and I will go out there tomorrow to check to see what that problem is and why it hasn't been addressed, because now it's starting to, there was a cone that was placed there, and then now it's starting to sink because the water's now starting to float over top of it. So we will be taking a look at that tomorrow. Also, I would like to thank Ohio Rural Water for coming out last week and checking a water issue, experiencing low pressure over there where the old satellite bar was. There was some low pressure that the owner of the building was experiencing with some of his tenants, and that has been taken care of. And at first, it was under the assumption that the village would have to pay for it, but with the help of Ohio Rural Water, they came out and tested it and used their state-of-the-art equipment and tools there, and it was determined that it was not, but we were able to give that owner a sigh of relief because he had been experiencing it for a long time. So we were able to give him a definite answer and actually show him what the problem was. So I do want to give them a thank you for their assistance. There are a few other things that we're working on, but again, making sure that work orders are presented and things like that. It's been very helpful in that regards. As far as, I wanted to thank Jeff Martin for assisting as well with our limited amount of staff. you know, he's been helping us a lot with obtaining people at the water plant, you know, making sure people are coming in and out and that we get readings and stuff because we only have, again, one person there. So I do want to thank him for offering his assistance as well. So that's the update as far as, you know, what's going on within the village. I do want to piggyback on also another thing that Misty said is we're not responding through Facebook. So if you guys are not getting a phone call back, please use another extension. So I know the extension there has my extension on there. It has the mayor's extension. We also have email. You can personally send me a message through Facebook and say, hey, I have a question. Again, we're not going to respond on Facebook if there's an issue, okay? So it's not like if you call, we can't call you back because the phone number doesn't show up sometimes with people's names. It just shows up with a number. So if you don't leave a message, we don't go back and look at the missed calls on there, okay? So please just leave a message and then we'll call you back. It'll be either, you know, Misty or I. Okay, so again, just reach out to us if there's something that you have a question about. Okay, so the next thing that I would like to ask, I know that I spoke to Mayor Martin about this, but Madison Plains the high school has reached out to me. And they actually are asking to place, they're gonna have 4 signs. And I have an image of it on my phone if you guys wanna look at it. But they actually were state champions for the powerlifting. And I'm gonna try and read off of here. It says, Madison Plains Golden Eagles State Powerlifting Champions. And it actually has, since we are in the district, they actually have the kids' names on there. So I know the powerlifting, they got state champs for 2019. They got Division 5, 6, and 7 for boys and girls. And it actually has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the people's names on here from 17, 18, and 19. So there are kids that, I know I've seen them in London. When you come in and out of London, there's certain people that have.
We have one here too.
Yeah.
For our wrestling and.
Yep. So they're asking with powerlifting, you don't see much of it. You may not hear much
A
of it.
newer sport
Yeah,
here.
so they have asked us if we can make a motion. There's going to be 4 signs. Of course, they're providing the signs to us, and they want to place them at the points if allowed. So, again, I can show the text to you guys. I was going to try and print it out, but the attachment wasn't showing.
That's a
Oh,
great idea.
yeah.
It's a terrific idea, and we'll figure out tomorrow at the streets meeting how fast we can get them up.
Yeah. So, yeah, because that was on our agenda for the meeting.
Yep.
But if they want to provide to us, like I said, they're providing us the sign.
How fast can we get them up? That sounds like a great idea, and it's a great recognition for our town.
Absolutely. So I would just ask for a motion, Mayor Martin, if you would ask for a motion for,
I'll give you the motion. But one thing, those signs, I believe, at all the corners of town are technically the Chamber of Commerce. And I can speak on their behalf too. They will not have a problem with that, so I'll give you that motion too.
right. Second, thank you. Vote?
David,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Okay, and then I will let them know, they'll be happy to hear that.
Now, are they going to physically attach them, or do they need us to put them up,
Well,
or?
that's the next thing, is I didn't want to go there until we actually knew, until you
Yep.
guys were okay with it. They have no problem with putting them up. I'm sure the kids would, like to have a little, maybe a little thing in the paper if they do, and they could be maybe standing beside it, or, get some sort of recognition for that.
It was for your benefit.
Yeah. So I'll get back with her and him. Mr. Siders is actually the powerlifting coach there. So it is very, you don't hear about this kind of,
Mm-hmm.
sporting activity very much, but they have really taken it very high.
Well,
Anytime you get state recognition.
Absolutely. Congratulations to them. What a great season then.
Because I know I struggled as a player, never got to see any
And
signs.
they're starting up again, so I think their first meet was last Sunday, so. That's it. So, let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. We have our reports here. Hold on just a second. Sorry, gotta write this down. Okay, so on to your reports. We'll go ahead and kind of move through these fairly quickly. Okay, so our first report, okay, so the Rita report that you guys are seeing here, if you can take that out, it shows that there was a a total of $7,999.05 that was deposited here for the collection of income tax on November the 15th. Any questions on those? Okay, the next report that you're going to see is the cash summary by fund.
Sorry, how is Rita running to date? Are we doing
Yes,
well?
above.
Okay,
Above what we
sorry,
had.
sorry if that was mentioned, but thank you.
The cash summary by fund is our next report. And again, just as an FYI, the loan payments, finance is going to be approving those next meeting. So you will definitely see a reflection in these figures. I know I said that last month, but we just started getting those invoices in, and I still want to keep reminding you. I went ahead and did the transfer of what we agreed upon in our general fund. So those monies will be transferred to that water fund. And again, still working with the county to do so. I did speak with the auditors. The auditor says, go ahead and do it, because we waited long enough. And again, there will be a reflection in your cash summary, okay? So you guys will see that right now. If you look on 5101, you should see an increase on there too. But I just transferred it today, okay? So your reports next time will show that. So cash summary by fund looks very healthy. Everything's in the positive. Comparison of budget and appropriated is our next report. And that one's looking on budget and on track. Of course, as we approach the end of the year, a lot of these percentages that you're going to see on your appropriation status will meet about 100%, okay, because that's where we should be. And a lot of this stuff, as you can tell, has been under budgeted, so which is good. Okay, our next one is payment listing. If you can look at that one. Nothing on here. These are our usuals. Our insurance, our supplies, AEP, mass size testing. Okay, the receipt listing is our next one. The ADP credit that you're going to see right down there, the very last entry on November the 22nd, that was an AEP error, and they corrected it, so we did get a credit for that on one of our employees. So that was a credit back to us. Any questions on that? Okay, the next is appropriation status. So the general fund, as you can tell, we are below, way below what was budgeted. We are showing 59%. And we should be almost at or over 80 to 85% as of right now. So we're very, very well below budget on that. The street fund, we are at 82%, which is right where we're supposed to be. You guys did see that this, during this meeting or during their financial report, it is a little bit higher because we just purchased those signs. And that will be something that we'll discuss at tomorrow's meeting.
Yeah, we'll talk, yeah.
Yeah, so, we're right where we're supposed to be there. Okay, and then the water fund, and that's on page 7 and 8. We're at 53%, which is way below what we're supposed to be at right at this point in expenditures. I think next month we're just, we purchased all of the chemicals last month, so we should be just paying salary for next month on the water. And then the sewer, if we go to page 9 and page 10, that's at 57% as well. So we're doing very, very well in expenditures in all of those funds.
Sound like we're doing smooth selling, as they say in the
Right.
sea. That's always good news. Good
And
news.
then we'll have another meeting before we have the next commission meeting. Again, a reminder, December the 10th.
Yeah. Is that when being billed? Okay, that's what I
Yep.
thought.
Yeah, but we'll have another council meeting before then. Revenue status, as you can tell, for the general fund, it is at 104%. So, again, I did make those changes effective today, so that will be definitely reflected on your next council meeting, okay? So, again, you won't see it on this one, but I just made those changes today. And it will bring us back to where we should be, okay, under that 100%. Okay, is there any questions? I apologize, I know we run over and run under the same things. But again, if you guys have any questions, you know, you can always ask. But I think that's all that I have for my report.
All right, very
Good
good.
report, Courtney. That's
Thank you. I just need a motion.
I need a motion to approve the financial reports.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, sir.
Second. Second.
Thank you, ma'am. Vote?
David,
Yes.
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Craig?
Yes.
Thank you. That leads us into committee reports. Mr. Anderson is not here. Anybody else on finance want to make a, yes, ma'am.
We have a meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock,
Finance?
and it's a work session, correct? So all of council will be there. We're working on a couple of specific issues, but it is open to the public, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock tomorrow. Finance work session. Pleasant Township, Mr. Hicks.
They had no new business, no old business, and we were out in 20 minutes.
That's a good meeting. Lowell's not here for the squad. Fire,
Meeting
Marcy?
is tomorrow at 8:30.
they meet tomorrow at 8:30?
Yeah.
Very
Wait,
good.
what's today? Monday? No, I'm sorry. Wednesday. They've moved it to Wednesday.
The 27th?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Got my days confused.
8:30 at night?
Yeah.
Okay. Water, wastewater. Becky,
Tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Tomorrow's our big day.
okay, yeah. Street Department, Mr. Timmons.
9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going to be, got a lot to discuss since what Rich talked about and stuff. And plus, we got other business we got to attend to.
All
We'll be meeting
right.
Right in the morning.
9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes. We're the early birds.
Yeah, really. Parks and Rec, Marcy,
We're 4 o'clock, or 3 o'clock tomorrow.
you're at 3 o'clock?
Yep.
Wow. You
Full
guys are
day.
going to be busy.
It's going to be a busy day.
Nuisance and abatement, Becky.
Yes, no meeting tomorrow. We meet December the 3rd, the first Tuesday and the third Tuesday. And
What time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
And we'll just be finalizing, I mean, we have a lot to talk about with our new nuisance and abatement enforcement and such. Also, the code enforcement officer that should be beginning January the 1st on a part-time basis. So we have to get all that worked out. But it's open to the public as well.
Block Watch, Mr. Timmons.
I want to recognize first Mike Stage for his hard work he did. He was ill last time. For Mike, we appreciate what you did Halloween night. More kids enjoyed what you going around that trailer. Appreciate it, buddy. And I want to report that it's Christmas time now, and people, and the UPS, they'll be leaving packages. And watch out for porch parts. That's what they call them, because they'll watch your house, and they might not go ho, 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 they're going to steal your packages. So keep out for your neighbors, and watch out for porch parts,
Marcy.
and keep all presents out of sight. That's about all I got to report, Mayor.
All righty.
I had something, though.
Yes, ma'am.
My mother actually got one of the spam calls again on Friday. She called me at work and said they called and said that she called her grandma, said, I'm down in Pennsylvania, and she kind of fell for it and gave up his name. And then she started to realize that it was a scam call, and they wanted money for the traffic ticket or whatever, and the patrolman was going to call her back, and sure enough, a few minutes later, they called back, and she, of course, then unleashed her fury, but just want to let you know that they're still doing it, and they're still doing it here, and
I'm glad you brought
beware,
that up, Marcia.
beware.
Because we got that one, and I'm glad that scam I brought up. And there's another scam, maybe I should bring this up. They'll tell you that your credit card is down by $200, and we need for you to put some money in. They'll want to know your bank account number. Like I say, slam the receiver in their ear and let their ears ring. These are crooked people out there, folks.
That's right. And they're good at it.
Exactly, Marcia, I'm glad
They
you
make
told
a
me
lot of
about that.
money.
I've had a couple of phone calls. My caller ID says it's me.
Oh, wow,
My name and number calling me.
wow.
Scary.
Yes, but do you answer the phone?
Who answers the phone, right?
Who's on the other end?
But yeah, I imagine half a dozen people in town got a call from listing my
weird.
caller ID, yeah.
Well, didn't you have Kay in? Was you the one
Yes, I
that
got
had
it.
Kay in?
No, Showa. It
Showa,
said
yeah.
Showa.
Yeah.
Showa called you?
Yeah.
Well,
They can
no,
pay
a
anything
credit
they
card
want.
company called me with Showa. It showed Mount
Seriously?
Sterling number and said Showa.
I get London area code
I get
all the
yours.
time, and they're,
I get them all the time, but she speaks Chinese. I have no idea what she wants.
I got one the other day on my cell phone from, it started out in the Chinese language and then the American language come
Oh,
on.
really?
And said I had a letter from the Chinese embassy that I need to contact somebody about. And then it went back to Chinese again.
Tell them to send you a plane ticket.
The best thing for their ears, I've always said this, put Ozzy Osbourne record on and hold your receiver to
There
it.
you
They'll
go.
hang up. They will hang up.
Okay, that leads us into ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance 2019-26, this is an ordinance to approve the 2020 budget, make appropriations for the current expenses of the Village of Mount Sterling during the fiscal year ending in December 31st, 2020. I assume you have all read it. You went over it again, because this is the second reading. So I need a motion for ordinance 219-26.
You got it?
Thank you. Second?
second,
Yeah.
Thank you. Vote?
David?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Pass from a second.
Very good, thank you. Resolution 2019-24. This is a resolution authorizing me as mayor to sign an easement right-of-way to Ohio Power Company for the purpose of constructing a supplemental electric power loop. I understand there's a problem.
yes, there's a problem. I went out there today, and, where they're planning on placing that, pole is nowhere close to what we were told, and it's actually between two fields and the batting cage, which is very problematic. We'd be losing a huge chunk of the park, and we wouldn't be able to put up home run fences in one field, we wouldn't be able to put bleachers in another field. So Park and Recs or all of council needs to take a walk through and see if they'll come out and they're able to scoot things over or something.
Okay.
Right, and I have an update on
So
that.
could we table it until,
Let's have an update.
okay,
Okay, so Josh did text me before, I was going to talk to you before the meeting. He texted me and he's going to be able to attend the 3 o'clock or the 4 o'clock that we're going to have tomorrow.
Okay.
So Josh from AEP is going to be here.
Yeah.
great,
Okay, so we're going to, I would ask to table it
Yeah.
and then we can place it back on.
Or we can put it on first reading and it's got to go 2 more council meetings.
I'd prefer to table it without having a reading on it. I mean, what's your legal
Yeah,
opinion?
it's better to table it now than
Right.
have a
Okay,
reading and then
I
adjust it.
I have been researching this project ever since it started. That's why we made a counteroffer of money. But in talking to the people in the business, the Ohio Power Company, when this first originated, was probably several years ago. They had engineers to design this through certain properties. They went to the state of Ohio, they also went probably to the federal government. They have been working on this for months, if not years. And I've been told that it's 99.9% going to happen exactly the way the map says it's going to happen. Now, I've been approached by people and by groups that want us to join. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a lawsuit involved. I know one local business is threatening to take them to court, but he's also been told the same thing that I have. You know, he's wasting his money. They go through a lot of loops they jump through. They spend a lot of money to get to this point that they're at now, to mail out bids for your property. So, I mean, I wish you all the luck in the world, but I don't want to create any false hopes for anybody, because I was told 99.9% it's gone. We can witness, I brought this up before, National Road Golf Course, the ninth hole. They came right straight through the fairway. Right? And I asked the guy there one time, I said, I can't believe they put a light pole right in the middle of your fairway. When all they had to do is move over 100 feet and go down a property line to a junkyard, then go across the road. And they said they don't care if it's a fairway or a playground, they don't care. They design these routes, and that's where they're going to be.
Hey, David, can
So-
they go public domain, though, if we, could they do that legally?
Do what legally?
Like they could, if we're gonna go through, we're gonna go through, could they do that technically?
Well, yeah, technically they can. You're asking me they can do it legally? I don't know.
Okay.
I would request that we consider this in the finance working session, and I will drive out there as well tomorrow. My thought is that, number one, they should basically compensate the village for the taking of a public park, which is a significant problem, and maybe their offer isn't strong enough. And maybe we ought to get another public park in return, or we talk about how much it's running us, or move it.
That value, Andrew, is based on what they consider a reasonable amount, and that would be around $25,000 an acre.
Yeah.
And since they're taking, I believe, 7/10,
That's what it says right there.
I believe they're taking
Or
more
eight.
than that. If you go out and see it, have you walked it?
I
Because
have.
I walked it.
I did not walk it, I've seen it. I've seen a map. And what is their last offer to us?
15.6.
No?
15.
I mean, it doesn't matter what their offer is. I mean, I would absolutely be opposed, and every citizen in this town should jump up and down if they do that, because they are destroying our park.
Well,
We were told it would be one pole behind the pony field in the back corner, and it's absolutely not.
And my question was, 2 years ago, when they was designing this, why didn't they come to town and say, look, we're going to put an electric line through here, fine, but just run it down the property line. We've
Right.
got a park here. And they said and I've been told that they probably have been to town.
They did, they were at the Mercantile. They were at the Mercantile.
No, I mean, even before that meeting.
Oh, that's the only meeting I know. It was a public meeting.
Yes.
You're-
Now,
you're-
that was to acknowledge that
Right.
they're going through there.
Yeah.
My question is, before you started this, or actually, when you started this project, why didn't you come to town and ask us then? Tell us, here's what we want to do. And then you could have stepped in and said, no, you're not. You can't do that. You had to move it over. This is years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
And I've been told they probably did come to town, and they probably did say something to somebody.
but, I mean, in every committee meeting I've been in where this has been discussed, we have been told that it in no way infringes on any ball field, and we've been told it was in the very corner of the back property behind the pony
I
field.
was told the same
And that
thing.
is not
I was
true,
told the same
and it
thing.
will impair the batting cage and 2 fields up front.
But when they started this project, none of us here were here.
Right. Well, we weren't
Possibly-
here when all those wells got put in the middle of 2 ball fields either, and those shouldn't have happened like
know.
that, and we can't stand still and
So
let
you wanna-
something like that happen
You want to make a
again.
motion to
Yes.
table?
I'll make a
Okay.
motion
I'll
to table
second
it.
that.
Okay. Vote?
Hold on just a second. Okay, David,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Thank you. This is a resolution 2019-25, resolution authorizing me as mayor to hire a full-time public service worker. And I'm asking you all, because of safety issues, we have one employee working at the garage by himself. And if anything was to happen to him by himself, we would be in serious trouble with the Bureau of Workman's Comp or the state of Ohio.
Even OSHA.
I'm sure of that. So I'm asking to hire this particular person that you all have, I believe they've met, to suspend, pardon?
Go ahead.
To suspend the rules, declare this an emergency resolution.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
David,
Vote.
second it?
Yes.
Yeah.
David?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third readings tonight.
So moved.
Thank
Give you a
you.
second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I need a motion to adopt Resolution 2019-25.
I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Resolution has been passed.
Okay, and you've all met him and interviewed or met, I think?
Gone through.
We've seen his
process, yes.
resume.
Okay, very good.
The background check and drug.
Screening.
Alcohol
Yeah.
was performed.
He'll be a real asset to this community.
When does he begin?
December 2nd
Second.
will be his first day.
A real asset. I'm happy to have somebody, I know occasionally I go down and check on Jason just to make sure, but this will be good. Roundtable. If you don't care, I'm going to start roundtable off. I know you're going to say something, but I'm going to beat you to it. I cannot thank this community enough. I cannot thank the Mount Sterling American Legion Post 417. I want to thank the Mount Sterling Chamber of Commerce, the Mount Sterling Women's Auxiliary at Post 417 for the community dinner that we had Saturday. We had a very large turnout. I don't know how many
Close
deliveries
to
did we
200,
run?
I think.
Huh?
Like 200 meals.
200 meals, I think maybe close to half of them was delivers.
That's delivery.
Oh, you're kidding me. I knew I'd run out of half a tank of gas. But it was wonderful.
Yes.
And
Delicious.
everybody, and it was delicious. And I just can't think, I had volunteers coming in, Tom Byrne was delivering, Nick Nickel at the Riderman's was delivering, and all you women in the kitchen, it was just a wonderful, wonderful dinner that we had. And I appreciate everybody coming out to the American Legion and getting a dinner. That's what we should all be about. Next roundtable. Anybody?
I'd just like to remind the residents that per the ordinance of 2018, starting January the 1st of 2020, that the consumer pricing index will be affecting the usage rates on sewer and water, and that will be 1.6%. And that's usage only.
Okey dokey. Next.
Yeah. Like Billy said, I agree with everything you said about the American Legion and the Auxiliary and the Chamber of Commerce, all wonderful organizations that did a lot to serve our community. Thank you to them. And also, don't forget, the Community Center is sponsoring their 6th annual food drive right now. So if anyone can take canned goods or anything down there, I know it's greatly appreciated. And as David mentioned, the firefighters are doing their toy drive and the money. And coming up in town, December 6th, the Chamber of Commerce is once again sponsoring the Lights contest. So we will be out on December the 6th. 3 people from the Chamber of Commerce will be driving around anytime after 6 p.m. where it's good and dark, and we'll be judging all the houses. And hopefully we can get as many, if not more, to participate that did in the Halloween. So Then on December the 7th is our Christmas in the Village. And I know next week, there's going to be a big write-up in the Madison Messenger about it. I think Christy Zerbrick is doing an article with our schedule of events, and there's all kinds of stuff going on that day. The Youth League's doing things, the Community Center's doing things, the Village, the Chamber of Commerce, the Market Crew. There's a parade, illuminated parade at 6 p.m., and Santa Claus is going to come in and give out candy to all the kids. There'll be a giving tree, all kinds of stuff going on. Contest, you can enter your chili or your baked goods in contests. So if you have not seen that yet, please pick up your schedule of events here at the town hall or any of the local businesses, or check out the Madison Messenger probably next week, I believe.
Do we have that on the?
And Facebook.
Yeah, do we have
And-
it on our webpage?
I'm not sure if it's been.
Flyer?
Yeah, on the flyer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there's Facebook posts about all of it, but if it's not on the webpage, we'll try to get it on there. And, you know.
You
it-
brought up a good point. Becky talked, I've introduced Santa Claus a couple of times and I've been there, and watching them little children's faces light up. And I'll wear my red nose that'll blink, and and you get a chance to hear me sing, if like it or not, I sing, but we'll be Christmas caroling. But it's really great if they
Yeah.
get to see this. It's really good.
Yeah, and if you haven't bought your Christmas tree yet and you want a live one, or if it's just something you're just now thinking of, we will have a Christmas tree lot out that day, and it is a local, the Barnyard Nest, just right over the hill near Era. And that's a very great cause, too, that they support children. So come out and get a Christmas tree, visit the food trucks, the businesses will all have shop hop going on, carolers will be out, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So, you know, please come out and show your Christmas spirit and just your community pride, and take part in everything. I am going to ask council members, we need a little bit of help. We were going to ask if we could get the road shut down just from light to light for 4 hours, from 4 to 8 p.m. basically. And that's because the bulk of the events are on Town Hall lawn, inside Town Hall, over at the gazebo, in the parking lot in front of the Mad Hatter. And a lot of kids are running around, and it's going to be dark. So I was wondering if we could get the street from light to light blocked off for about 4.5 hours. And another thing, I
I
would
would
like
make a
to.
motion in the street commission that we could probably get that organized tomorrow morning.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That done.
Awesome.
Unless there's opposition to putting it on the agenda tomorrow.
No way.
I
No
think that that's a grand idea.
Okay,
I
You
need,
guys wanna ask
I need a
the
Just
second.
need to
yeah.
have fun.
I'll second it.
Andrew, motion.
I'll make a motion for
I
that.
need a
second.
second.
Becky, okay.
Vote.
Oh,
You ready? Okay, David,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
Marcy.
Yes.
Becky.
yes.
Craig.
Yes.
Okay,
We do the
to
same thing
close.
for, yeah, we do the same thing for the movie
Yep.
night.
Yep.
It works out well.
Absolutely.
But with that said, I'm going to need help from a couple of council members that
knew
night,
there's
if
more
possible. When the illuminated parade starts, obviously, we're going to need that sign flipped around so
Yep.
they can come through, and the one down, you
Yeah.
know, the
Get
two
the
signs
streets.
flipped around.
Yeah.
Block
So,
watch.
Exactly.
Yep.
You'll be on duty
Need
that
a
night.
couple-
We'll get some of the block watch
I'll
guys.
I'll
too.
help you.
Yeah.
okay,
You got it.
perfect.
Just for the public's purpose, you know, just so that there's a detouring. It's going to be at the intersection here at South London, okay? Right
In
front,
Maine.
In Maine. And then down here in front of Larry's.
South
and-
London and Columbus.
Yep.
And
And
we-
then
yeah.
Larry's and Ben and Joyce.
Yep.
And we just have to make sure when we block the street, we also block Larry's exit to that parking
Right,
lot.
right.
Because a couple cars went rogue before, so just send them out the other way.
Got it.
Okay, thanks.
Very good.
Yeah. Mayor, I want to bring up one serious thing. You know, I'm a military history buff. and,
Yes.
December 7th.
Yes, you are.
41, this little village had 4 people were at Pearl Harbor. They're all passed away now. And and I remember my father talked about it. He was my future mom. They was at a movie. The town policeman came and told him that Hawaii had been attacked. Dad said his whole life changed in 24 hours. But this little town sent 342 soldiers to war after 41.
Really?
Yes. So, just want to get that history.
Thank you. Was you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
I want to say something about Rich's problem.
Yes.
There's a statute. If you're driving on a public road and you damage property, private or public, you have 24 hours to report that or you've committed a first-degree misdemeanor.
That was my question as well.
Punishment for that's a $1,000 fine,
Yeah.
up to 180 days in jail. It also has a restitution feature.
Yep.
Up to $5,000 if it's not covered by insurance, and 6 points assessed against the driver's.
Well, that was where I was going with the trucking traffic, because last time I checked, you need a CDL in order to operate a large truck.
You have to get prosecutors to agree to that or tell you what they need for that, but a video would identify the truck, which probably would identify.
Oh, he's
the
taking
driver.
pictures.
Yeah, we,
Well, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, yes.
absolutely, and we will take you up on that.
Okay.
You'll take care of that,
Yeah,
Andrew?
have
Yeah, I want-
Jackie talk to the prosecutor or something. Tell him that's a possibility. It might be kind of entangling, but it's still a solution.
Very good. Very good. I'm glad to hear that. Anybody else? If not, we're adjourned. Thank you all very much. And thank you, sir.
Absolutely, it's a good
For
session,
your
good session.
professionalism, opinion.
I like the idea for Christmas time. I've introduced Santa Claus myself a couple times.
This is for you and Mark, if you'd like to come.
What's that? What is that, honey?
Open house.